Hey fans and car enthusiasts, this is Joe from Local 619, and we're going to talk about one of the main components to driving in winter. In fact, every season, and that's tires. Tires are what connects your car to the road. Now that sounds obvious, but not everyone realizes there's only 4 tiny patches that make the difference between traction and the loss of control on the road, and in our case, the lake. The team at Local 619 have over a combined 50 years experience in winter conditions, and that's not an exaggeration.
I showed off Joan is sitting on the NEQ chair on the trailer.
I didn't say technology skills. But we've driven all kinds of cars over the years with all kinds of tire brands, models, and sizes. And it's been from our students' cars in the winter driving schools we teach, to friends and family street cars, to our other competitors' race cars and our race cars. So we're going to talk to you about winter tires, and we're going to give our rankings on the best winter tires you can buy in 2019. Now, there's studded and unstudded winter tires. Studded tires are tires with tiny metal points, which are used as an aid in getting traction in icy conditions. We run these on the race cars as well as our daily driven street cars. You may not have a need for them if you live in conditions not as severe as the Northeast or your state doesn't permit them. So we're going to give you the top 3 in both categories, but we do recommend the studded tires. So check your state laws on the allowance of them on the public roadways, and also if they're allowed, what month can you start using them, and what month do you need to change back to your normal tire. Alright, let's get to it. Kicking it off in the studded tire category is our number 3 ranked tire, the Goodyear Ultra Grip Winter. This is a tire that tends to push all of its traits towards snow-covered roads, and dry pavement feels lacking compared to other winter tires, but for the price, these are a good choice. They come unstudded or studded, but we recommend these with the studs. Now, number 2 on the studded list is one James thinks is number 1, but I have a hard time agreeing. Glad you feel that way, James. Anyway, these are the General Ultima X Arctics. They are more aggressive than the Goodyear, as you can see by the sipes, the squiggly looking lines, and the tread pattern itself. These wear great and provide predictable traction in ice and snow. They are also reasonably priced, and they're typically in the low $100 range. It's hard to go wrong with these studded tires. Now, at number 1 in our studded category is the cream of the crop. They are the Nokey and Hakkapeliittas. We call them Hockeys for short. That's a nice tire. These tires are made by the inventors of winter tires, and they are a serious tire. Each year, Nokian comes out with a new version, and the last version we drove was the Hakkapeliitta 9. The studs in these tires are molded into the tire and come studded from the factory, and therefore can't be studded after purchasing like the 2 prior tires. Nokian put a lot of research into these tires over the years and have a specialized stud just for their tires. Now, these vary widely in price depending on the size you need, and we recommend the smallest rim and the smallest tire combination you can fit on your car for the best performance. Typically though, we find ones for our cars around $150 to $160 a tire. They are our tire our racing organization uses in the spec street legal class. If you're serious about winter tires, these are the ones for you. And they tend to last. We generally get 3 winters out of them in typical street use before the tire even thinks of giving up tread or studs. We recommend these in heavy snow areas. Now, before we get to our unstudded class of tires, hit the like button below if you're enjoying this video and we're helping you in your tire search this winter. And also, hit subscribe so you can get alerted to new videos we'll post, including our racing vlog. Finally, the unstudded category. Probably the most popular for the typical winter driver. Some winter tires are designed to be studded, and that's called a studdable winter tire, while others are designed without studs in mind. The first on our list is in the latter category. Coming in at number 3 is the Bridgestone Blizz Axe. This tire has been around for quite some time, at least 10 years, with new iterations every year or 2. It's a solid all-around tire and performs great even on ice without studs. It was one of the first tires our competitors raced on in the unstudded class, before the Nokians became the spec tire for the studded class. They are reasonably priced and come in at around $130. Again, depending on size. Number 2 on our list is the General Ultima X Arctic, again, but the unstudded version. Being number 2 in both categories gives credence to its well-roundedness and value as a winter tire. As I said a few minutes ago, This tire wears well and is more than reasonably priced. Honestly, you can't go wrong getting a set of these, and we do recommend getting 4 of any of the tires we recommend, especially the studded ones. Due to the drastic differences in traction on snow and ice, you don't want to combine these with an all-season tire. Do yourself the favor and do it right with all 4 tires. Finally, number 1 on our list is the Michelin XIce.
Winner!
Now this is one we haven't had a lot of seat time with personally, but many folks we talk to at our winter driving schools run this exact tire. It's a great performing tire and lasts longer than most others. It's a little more expensive, closer to the 140 on average, but you may get the extra winter out of them. They aren't too aggressive and not too unresponsive, but aren't too responsive to not find traction. If you're looking unstudded and can't afford it, this is the tire to get. Now, before we get going, we want to remind you, having a winter tire in an all-wheel drive car does not mean you can tackle anything the winter throws at you. It comes down to driver training and experience. Putting a studded tire on your Subaru does not make you invincible. There's a reason why we instruct at winter driving schools. It takes practice and time to learn the nuances of winter driving. If you're interested in learning, you can find more information from Northeast Quattro, the Audi club that we instruct for. They are the club that we go out with every winter, we instruct for, and they do a great job putting on safe, fun schools. We'll have a link in the description so you can check that out. But wait, there's just one more tire we haven't told you about, and we kind of saved the best for last. It's the greatest, the most glorious studded tire money can buy, and that's the Pirelli WJA. It's not street legal, and it will run you over $400 per tire. Try getting that past your significant other. This tire is what our race stud class allows and recommends. It's like driving on gravel on a country road, except at 60 miles an hour on a frozen lake. If you have the itch for off-roading on ice, it doesn't get any better or more expensive than the Pirelli. But thanks guys for tuning in. Again, hit the like and subscribe button and come sit shotgun with us in our ice racing adventure.